This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
You hear that? Yeah, I did. That's crazy. Okay.
It's crazy.
Number 2.
Who does number 2 work for, Frank? All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zotex Flooring, Cabinets, and More studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And if you have a question or a comment, you can reach out to us, the Radio Realtors, on our Radio Realtors hotline. Feel free to call us or text us on that number. It's 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us 24/7 on our website at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com.
And listen up, because we have an amazing show for you today, including these fun topics. Number 1 is, would millennials really give up TikTok and alcohol for a dream home?
Interesting.
That's right.
Number 2, our Ask the Inspector segment with Raymond Overton from Hawkeye Home Experts.
And number 3, should you sell your home as is or pay for a renovation? And we're going to help you figure out how to decide.
So once again, you can connect with us on the Radio Realtors hotline anytime at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can use our live chat option once again 24/7 at our website, radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. And when you go onto our website, the live chat just drops down there with a real person. And that person is right here in Northern California. So you're not dealing with somebody somewhere else. And that is 24/7. You can chat with us anytime. So, Frank, did you know that millennials now make up 43% of home buyers, which is the most of any generation right now, Frank?
I heard that, Rob.
And Frank, that's an increase from 37% last year. And even as they delay marriage, kids, and reject their parents' version of adulting, many millennials still desperately want a place to call their own.
In fact, over half of millennials say their urgency to own a home has increased in the past year. Right, Rob?
Right, Frank. And that's driven by wanting to raise a family, hope for better living conditions, and understandably being tired of paying rent to a landlord.
And forget Hinge and Tinder. Many millennials now value their real estate apps ahead of dating apps, travel apps, and sports betting apps.
And while you're mentioning romantic prospects, Frank,
easy.
Unpartnered millennials see no issue in buying a home solo, as 1/3 say they'd buy a home on their own.
But due to low inventory, high competition, and rising costs and interest rates, aren't we seeing that many millennials are losing hope that they will ever achieve the American dream?
And that is true, Frank. And that's why you and I are going to dive deeper into understanding and helping the members of this generation who have never owned a home. And we're calling this segment of the home buying population Unmortgaged Millennials.
What is an unmortgaged millennial, Rob?
Well, Frank, a UM or unmortgaged millennial is one of those millennials who has not checked the homeowner box yet, and they're eager to make this transition.
Yeah, and Rob, it is true that many of these millennials say they would make some big sacrifices to be homeowners.
Well, it sure sounds like it, Frank. In fact, I've got some statistics here. 73% of millennials say that they would give up TikTok and Instagram in order to own their own dream home. And even more, 78% would give up alcohol. So no cocktails, right? And additionally, nearly half, 47%, say they would delay vacations for 5 years if it meant they could buy a home, and 41% would even delay a wedding for 5 years.
Rob, it seems that for these unmortgaged millennials, the reward of owning a home outweighs any sacrifices. So how can we help these aspiring homeowners fulfill their dreams?
Well, Frank, we've got 6 tips for millennial home buyers on today's show. And we're going to show millennials and any other potential home buyers really how to navigate the home buying process like a boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah, because the home buying process, it ain't for sissies, Frank.
Okay, let's get into it. Tip number 1 for millennial home buyers is get your finances in order before you shop.
Yeah, you know, on our radio show, we often say that the easiest part of the home buying journey is finding the property. It's absolutely the easiest part. And in my opinion, the first piece of the puzzle is one's finances and figuring out which type of financing you should take advantage of so that you're in the best position to go out and shop for a house.
This goes for a buyer of any age, Rob, but especially a younger buyer who may not have a significant financial history, and therefore you need to explore unique lending opportunities with our preferred mortgage lenders.
And that's why you need to call us right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO so that we can get you pre-approved and ready to go. Or you can live chat with us online right now at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
That's right, Rob. It's never too early to call us, especially if you think you have some financial messiness you need to fix. We can help get you a game plan together. 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Right.
Now for tip number 2 for millennial home buyers is don't settle.
Right, Frank. The first home you look at may be the one. It's funny, the home that I live in right now, we looked at probably, 200 homes. And that was the first home we saw, and we went back to it 2 or 3 times and finally purchased that home. But that was the one. But it could be the first home you look at. It could be the 10th home you look at. If you don't have a good feeling before buying a house, that feeling is going to still be there after you buy the house. So trust your instincts and don't settle.
The important thing is once you are pre-approved with us, you need to get out there and start looking at homes.
And you said something very important. Once you're pre-approved with us, start looking at homes. You know, if you start shopping for homes before you're pre-approved, you could be extremely disappointed when you're scrambling around trying to get financing and you're unable to get it.
Okay, tip number 3 for millennial home buyers is think long-term.
Yeah, you know, a hip condo in Midtown, it sounds pretty good, and it might seem like a wonderful place to establish your first permanent residence, but you want to consider how that investment looks in like 5 years.
That's right, Rob. Ask yourself questions like, where will your career take you? What appreciation does the area have? And does this place have enough square footage for my future?
Yeah, and if a single family home is too daunting, consider an attached duplex or a townhome with a smaller lot size, and you will have a broader pool of buyers in the future, and the equity gain often exceeds that of maybe a place in a high-rise building or something like that.
Tip number 4 for millennial home buyers is don't assume that you cannot buy.
Yeah, Frank, this one I really, really like because we always tell people that you don't want to wait around just thinking about, oh, I can't buy. There's no way I could buy. The sooner you buy a home, the closer you are to financial freedom. And once you buy a property, you're going to stop paying someone else's mortgage. It's just like that radio commercial that we have that was a true story about that person that paid on a home for 20 years. So the sooner you stop paying someone else's mortgage and you start paying your own, the better.
However, like we mentioned before, make sure that you first get pre-approved and talk to one of the Radio Realtors preferred mortgage lenders to understand how much you can buy and what the costs will be to buy.
Right, and talking to a lender may show you that you need to improve your credit a bit or pay off a few more debts, but the sooner you know, the sooner you're going to be ready to get into a home. Now, we're going to go to break, but if you're out there and you're a millennial and you've been thinking about buying a home, or maybe you've never bought a home before, or maybe you owned a home a while back and you sold that home and now you're wanting to get back into the buying game, well, there has never been a better time to
Prices aren't going down.
Prices aren't going down. Nope. But what we are seeing is that the market is softening a little bit. And people that are positioning themselves right now, we're getting calls now from people that are saying, okay, I'm ready to pursue the home buying process. And it's a good time, even though interest rates are higher, we're seeing the market stabilizing a little bit, and you may be able to get a home where you're not involved in a bidding war. You might be able to get a home where maybe the seller is willing to pay some concessions for you, and maybe you have like a down payment assistance loan or something like that. There's several different options that are going to work for you right now. VA buyers, FHA buyers, all those different down payment assistance programs and all those things are working right now, and we can get you in there. And then down the road, you can refinance out of that interest rates that's higher right now. But for the average, the rates are still like amazingly good.
Yep. And there's more inventory right now.
And there is more inventory. In fact, we have over 4,000 units in the greater Sacramento area, and that's starting to be a healthy
That's
market.
2.5 months worth.
That's right. Gosh, you are so good. You didn't even have your calculator out for that.
No,
That's
I did
amazing.
not.
So give us a call. 833-32-RADIO is our number. That's 833-32-RADIO. And we're going to be back next with our tip number 5 for millennial buyers. So once again, 833-32-RADIO or live chat with us anytime on our website. It is theradiorealtors.com. That's theradiorealtors.com. And we'll be back right after this. Mortgage interest rates may be going up, but with Sammy Campbell and her team at Preferred Rate, you can still take advantage of a shifting real estate market. At Preferred Rate, they live by this motto, mortgages made simple, and they can help you lower your monthly payment, remove expensive mortgage insurance, or even reduce the length of your loan. All of these things could save you thousands in unnecessary interest, and with home values continuing to climb in Northern California, with Preferred Rate, you can easily tap into your equity to pay off high-interest credit cards, make home improvements, or use it however you like. And get this, if you're ready to buy a home, Preferred Rate makes the pre-approval process super easy and stress-free. Call Sammy Campbell now at 817-778-4592. That's 817-778-4592 or online at informedmortgagefinancing.com. informedmortgagefinancing.com. NMLS ID number 277792, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, if you need flooring for your home, you need Zotex Flooring. They're your partners as you redesign or remodel your home. Check out their hundreds of amazing reviews on Yelp and Google. Zotex is family run, and their friendly design experts will help you pick a beautiful floor that suits your home and lifestyle. Zotex also has a wide selection of cabinets and countertops. 4 showrooms to serve you: Sacramento, Rockland, Vacaville, and now in Elk Grove. Find them online at ZOTHEXFlooring.com. That's ZotexFlooring.com.
Hi, this is Jerry with Chim Chimney Professional Fireplace and Home Services. Last year was our best ever, and to show our appreciation, we're offering discounts for all your spring cleaning and honeydew list. We're called Chim Chimney, so of course we do chimney cleaning and repairs, but we're also the trusted pros at rain gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, pressure washing, tree trimming, and junk removal. Call us today at 916-247-6579 or online at thechimchimney.com. That's thechimchimney.com.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Have you seen the man from Toronto yet? You gotta watch that. Woody Harrelson, I've never been a really big fan, but I'm starting to like him now. And he's great in this show. And then Kevin Hart is hilarious in this show.
The man from Toronto?
The man from Toronto.
Okay.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zotex Flooring, Cabinets, and More studios. I'm Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And Frank, we are discussing, would millennials really give up TikTok and alcohol for their dream home? And tip number 1 was, get your finances in order before you shop. And, you know, we talk about this all the time, Frank, that
all
you
the
should not
time.
put the cart before the horse. Because how many times have you, met somebody at one of our open houses and they haven't talked to a lender, they're out looking at homes, they love the home, they fall in love with it, and they need to rush to, get all their finances in order. And we're able to do that because we have great preferred mortgage lenders that can do that on the spot.
Yeah, but a lot of these folks, they love it, they fall in love with the home, and then come to find out, and I say this with all love and respect, they can't afford a toaster.
Right. Right. So yeah, it can be kind of aggravating for us and for, and disappointing, obviously, for the potential buyer. But we have had people where they just came into an open house, they fell in love with the home, and they needed to act quickly. And you can do that, but it causes you a lot of anxiety. I just want to let you know that. So it's better if you talk to one of our preferred mortgage lenders up front. and let them run the numbers and go through everything for you so that when you are out shopping, you're armed and dangerous because you have that pre-approval letter, you're certified, and you're a certified Radio Realtors buyer. So 833-32-RADIO is our number. Let us pair you up with one of our preferred mortgage lenders, 833-32-RADIO, or live chat with us on our website at radiorealtors.com. Now, tip number 2 for millennial home buyers that we covered is don't settle. Don't settle maybe for the first house that you see. Sometimes people, they like they say, don't fall in love with the first person you meet, that type of thing. Well, sometimes that first home that you see is the one, because it was for me and my wife. But, go ahead and see a few before you, pull the trigger.
Yes.
Now, right now, you have the ability to do that because there are more homes on the market.
3 months ago, you couldn't.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months ago, you got these two to choose from. Pull the trigger right now, right? That's for sure. Now, tip number 3 for millennial home buyers is think long term. Now, you might think that hip midtown condo is really, really going to be great for you for your first home, but then 5 years from now, if you're married, you got a couple kids and things like that, that hip condo in Midtown's not looking so good, and maybe you should have chose like a smaller single-family residence somewhere or something like that. So
That's right.
Kind of look long-term, think about how things look there. Now, tip number 4 for millennial home buyers is don't assume you can't buy. And we talk about this all the time. Is that there's a lot of times people think, well, my credit's not good, I don't think I could really buy. And then they talk to us, they talk to one of our preferred mortgage lenders, and you know what? They're ready to go. They can actually buy a home right now.
That's when the angels sing.
I know. It's that they walk out and they go, yeah, it's amazing. So don't assume that you cannot buy. Assume that you probably can, but let's find out for sure. And then if you're not quite ready, then we're going to put together a game plan for you to make sure you have the strategy. So let's go to tip number 5, Frank.
Okay, tip number 5 for millennial home buyers is determine your must-haves.
Yeah, buyers in their early 30s, they tend to be more established in life. So if you're a potential millennial home buyer in your 30s, what we do is we encourage you to give us a list of what is a must-have versus a want in your future home.
That's right. We'll reference this list often throughout the buying process, and we'll even sometimes make changes to the initial list after we have seen a house or two.
Right, Frank. And this list is imperative, especially if a husband and wife have different wants or needs. And this also gives you some peace of mind that you really have found the perfect house when making an offer, because the house will typically check off most of the boxes on your wish list.
All right. Tip number 6 for millennial home buyers is ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, Frank, if you're a millennial home buyer, or really, I'd say any home buyer for that matter, you want to ask us, your realtors, a lot of questions.
And Rob, there really should be no question too big or small to ask.
Right. Whether it's strategizing about putting together a competitive offer, or identifying a home inspector or a lender or anything else, but consulting with us is a good complement to your own research.
That's right. We literally have a team concept here at the Radio Realtors with a long preferred list of service providers such as mortgage lenders, a great home inspector, contractors, plumbers, flooring, whatever you need.
Yeah, that is an incredible list that we have. It is pretty amazing.
And more.
And don't forget the best realtors on the planet, Frank.
Yeah, how could I forget? Give us a call at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or live chat with us anytime at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com.
Yeah, so here's the wrap up on this. The study that we read showed that many millennials would give up TikTok, Instagram, alcohol, vacations, and even a wedding to get their dream home. But we've got some good news for you. You may not have to give up all those things, or maybe even any of those things, to get your perfect home. And our research revealed that rising home prices are the most commonly reported challenge to home ownership, compounded with lower incomes for you millennials.
And Rob, nearly half of millennial respondents said they aren't sure they'll ever be a homeowner.
And that is super sad, Frank. And that's why we want to help you millennials to have more of a positive frame of mind when it comes to home buying. Now, This group, you millennials, still ranks a down payment as a number one most important financial milestone, but only 20% of those polled have saved enough for a down payment.
And only 12% say they can actually afford to buy a home right now.
Now, we've got some more statistics for you. Our analyticals are loving this, I think, but about half, 56% of you millennials have less than $25,000 in total savings, and 51% say you're going to need at least $25,000 more to make a down payment where you live.
But here's the good news. Our preferred mortgage lenders offer low down payment options for homes, and these options could be perfect for our millennial listeners' financial situation.
Yep. Our preferred mortgage lenders, Frank, will help our home buyers be fully prepared to make their offer as soon as they find a home that they love, with all their paperwork prepared and any outstanding financial issues resolved so that they can make the deal exactly when they need to do it.
Our number again is 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or live chat with us online at radiorealtors.com.
And to remind you guys, just tuning in right now, we are Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall with eXp Realty. And whether you're a home buyer or a home seller, we want to work with you. We are talking specifically to you millennial home buyers right now. And if there ever was a time to get off the fence and get into the home buying game, it is right now. So give us a call at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can live chat with us at our website, radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. Now, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have our very own inspector, Ray Overton from Hawkeye Home Experts, in the house, and he's going to be answering your questions. If you have a question for the inspector, or you have a question for either Frank or I, we would love to hear from you as well. 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can find us online at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. Back after this. Some things are worth the wait, but in today's real estate market, you don't have time to wait for an inexperienced lender to take 30 days or longer to close your loan. That's why we recommend Jeff Compton. Jeff can close your purchase or refinance loan in 14 to 21 days in most cases. If you want great interest rates, low fees, and a quick close, you want Jeff Compton and Guild Mortgage. 916-765-2900 or online at jeffcompton.com, and MLS ID number 298997. Equal housing lender.
Trust the Hawk, Hawkeye Home Experts. Buying and selling a home can be stressful, but not with Hawkeye. Hawkeye Home Experts make home, pest, and roof inspections a breeze. If you're buying a home, Hawkeye will inspect it and give you a detailed report showing current and future problems that other companies might miss. If you're selling a home, Hawkeye will reveal anything that might get in the way of an easy transaction. Think Hawkeye, your trusted home inspection company. Online at HawkeyeHomeExperts.com. HawkeyeHomeExperts.com. Trust the Hawk.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go to sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is one of our favorite segments. It's the Ask the Inspector segment, and we always like to have our best inspector in the hot seat to answer your questions, and his name is Ray Overton. He is the owner of Hawkeye Home Experts. They are the best home inspection company in the land, in the entire greater Sacramento area. And not only do they do home inspections, but they do pest inspections, roof inspections, sewer scoping inspections. They do pool inspections. Did I miss anything? You did
infrared.
They do infrared to find out if there's mold, moisture, all those things. So, I mean, so they literally do everything that you could possibly need. And I usually book them for home inspection, pest inspection, and a sewer scoping and a roof inspection at the very minimum, because you want to make sure that those main things are all taken care of. And then every once in a while, you need a pool inspection, or you need those ancillary inspections to make sure that everything is in tip-top shape. And I will tell you that the money that you spend on a home inspection and the other inspections, it's not a cost, it's an investment, because you're making sure that that home, that is probably one of the biggest purchases that you ever make as a home, is in tip-top shape. And if it's not, then you want to know so that you can have those things remedied, or make some sort of deal with the seller to take care of those things. Or maybe there have been times where things were so bad that you go, you know what, I'm going to pass on this home, and it saved you a lot of headaches. Doesn't happen that often, but every so often it does, right? So we went to Facebook and our website, and also our hotline number at 833-32-RADIO, asking you to ask us questions. And so we have some new questions here for you, Ray. And the first one is from Sophia, and she is from Folsom. And she said, why didn't my inspector enter my attic space, and is he required to? That's interesting.
Yeah. Depends on how big he was.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes if you're like a football player or whatever, you can't get in there.
You can't get in there. Especially older houses.
Sure.
That access is too small. Sometimes I can only get my head. I kind of have to get my arm up first and then get my head up there to get my shoulders in through the opening. So it's just too difficult to get up there. That's normally older homes. But a lot of attics it depends on what kind of framing you have. If you have engineered truss framing, and then you have heating and air ducts running through there and plumbing pipes running through there, and it's just, you can't see where you're walking because of the insulation.
Sure.
There's no platform or walkway or anything like that. So there's a good chance, and it's happened to me, it's happened probably to every single home inspector that's gone in an attic. You're going to miss something, you're going to slip, something's going to break, and you're going to fall through the ceiling. And hopefully you don't get hurt.
Yeah. It's going to be lost on radio, but when you were talking to me about how you squeeze in there, you were actually demonstrating to me, and I wish that people could see what you were doing, because it looked like you were really trying to manipulate yourself to get yourself into that small space. So sometimes it's difficult if the attic access is too small or what have you. It's just tough, or maybe it's sealed off or what have you.
Yeah, sometimes they're really low too. There's just no room. Like all you can see maybe is a lot of times the furnace will be up there, but beyond that, you got heating ducts, and there might only be 3 or 4 feet of space between the top of the ceiling joist to the roof.
Right.
So when you put ducting in there and then plumbing pipes and everything else, electrical, there's just no way you can see anything.
Right. So it's just kind of trying to see as good as you can.
As good as you can.
Right.
Yeah. I tell my guys, if you can, you should get in there.
Sure.
So.
Now, does that go the same thing for the crawl space?
It does.
So, because sometimes you've been to houses that we've had, maybe they were in Tahoe Park or whatever.
Yeah.
And the crawl space is very, very small.
Yeah.
And so you can't have a big person, going under there.
Really
it's got to be somebody
Yeah.
smaller, or maybe a robot, or get a camera kind of in there to see.
Or you have to have somebody go down there and dig. They have to trench underneath. Usually what blocks us is heating ducts.
Sure.
So if your heating and air ducting is under the house and you got floor registers and they're solid sheet metal, there's just no way we can get through that. Even if they're a flexible duct. If they're an 18, 24-inch duct, there's just no way you can get around that.
Right.
Well, we really like the flexible duct compared to the solid sheet metal, because we can usually push it up. And it's not fun, but you can crawl under it and get through it. But if not, somebody has to create these trenches for us to get through, which we also don't care for too much.
I wouldn't want to go under those houses either. And I've done that before, and it's, you find bizarre stuff under there.
You do.
Especially depending on where you are, right?
Yeah.
I've actually seen people come out of the crawl space in a house once. That we were demoing the kitchen, and all these people came out of the crawl space because we woke them up, apparently. There's some critters.
Spiders. I came across my first skunk. After 20-something years.
Did he get you?
No, he was it was a mobile home, kind of a mobile home, and it had a drain pipe to drain water out. Well, it was big enough for him to get in and out.
Right.
And so he was just kind of kicking back in there. But yeah, I smelled him, and then I saw him, and I was like, oh no, I'm not even getting near that guy.
You're like running down, get out of there. Yeah, no, skunks aren't fun.
Usually it's dead stuff is what we see under there.
Oh, yeah. No.
Cats, dogs.
Oh, really?
Possum, skunk,
it's terrible.
Squirrel, a lot of rats.
And you're wondering why, there's a smell coming and you just got to wait for it to disintegrate
it's
or
a nasty
decompose.
Place.
Yeah. I don't envy you guys doing that. And so you're paying good money for the inspection. And if they're willing to do that, that is a great thing. So I always appreciate when you guys are willing to do that. So let's see. So this is Andy in Loomis, Andy with an I. And she says, what other inspections should I get besides a home inspection?
That's a good question. And it depends on the house. So if you have a wood-burning fireplace, I definitely recommend you get a chimney inspection because we cannot, 9 out of 10 times see up or down that chimney.
Sure.
So because of the, how important that is, fire protection, you definitely need to get a chimney inspection done.
Sure.
If you have an older house, for sure you should get a sewer scope done.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with that because you just never know if there's been root intrusion or clogging of any sort.
No, nobody knows.
You don't know until it's scoped, right?
Yeah. And I've scoped newer homes too with plastic waste pipe and seen broken pipes, disconnected pipes, tree roots penetrating the pipe. So it's
on new homes.
On newer homes, with the plastic pipe. Most of the problems you see are in the older homes that have either clay waste pipe or what's called Orangeburg pipe, and that is something they manufactured during the World War II era, and that is pretty much it's tar paper that's compressed and wrapped up, so there's really no steel in it. It's just compressed tar paper, and by now most of it has failed. And when it fails, it crushes, or tree roots push through it, and then it just totally gets blocked up.
That's crazy. So you would say, depending on the age of the home, you want to get a sewer scope,
chimney.
Yeah.
If we can't get on the roof, we definitely recommend a roofing contractor.
And then if they have a pool, obviously a pool inspection.
Yeah, for sure.
And then if there's maybe thoughts that there might be moisture or whatever.
If somebody's really, maybe allergic to mold, that may be something that they want to do ahead of time. Indoor air quality inspection.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Some people, especially if you have multiple heating and air units, it might be a good idea to have a HVAC contractor come in and really do a detailed inspection on those kind of things.
Yeah, make sure that they're good.
Also solar. We don't do solar electrical inspections.
Okay.
So, and I don't even know what they look at for that, but if you have solar, it might be a good idea to have a solar inspector come in, electrician.
Sure, definitely so. Okay, so the next one is from Trent in Granite Bay, and Trent says, how long will my furnace last?
Good question. Yeah. So typically, and this is kind of an average, but all your appliances, your water heater, your kitchen appliances, and your heating and air, 15 to 20 years. 15 to 25 that's it. So I had a water heater at my house. It was only 10 years old, and the thing completely failed, and I had to replace it.
The water heater?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually the next question. Rhonda in East Sacramento says, how long will my water heater last? So you're saying that a furnace will last like 15 to 20 years
20.
Under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
And then the same thing for a water heater?
Water heaters, kitchen appliances, all those appliances.
Now, I don't believe that with the appliances.
You've seen some of those old dogs.
Well, I've seen them where they don't last that long.
Oh,
like they last 5 years, and you're getting a new refrigerator or whatever.
Well,
so
they don't build them like they used to.
Well, it's so funny. So a few weeks ago, we had the owner of Hudson Appliance Repair, Joe Hudson, in, and he was talking about the best appliances and things. And so, but he says a lot of them are built now where they don't last as long. Like my parents, up until it was probably like 5 years ago, we had like it was like a Hot Point refrigerator in their garage, and it was avocado green, and that thing lasted for like 40 years. 40 years, and now, they just don't last that long. I
see air conditioners these days from the 60s. Still just cool and great, but they don't, they changed the laws for all the refrigeration on cooling systems. Heaters, when they get old, tend to become unsafe.
Right.
Because the heat exchanger cracks over
Right.
time, and then that becomes a health and safety issue.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully that answered both your questions there, Trent and Rhonda, for the furnace and the water heater. And we've talked about air conditioning systems and also appliances and things. And so, that was one thing that I always say is that at least you want to try to get it repaired first before you call a salesperson out to try to sell you a new system.
Yeah,
or whatever,
most people will get a home warranty when they purchase a home. Either the seller pays for it, or maybe the buyer will choose to get a home warranty at that time. And they do cover your appliances. So if it breaks in the middle of summer and you call your home warranty first, now usually it will have a deductible for that, maybe $75 or something.
Yeah, that's usually for the service call.
Correct. Yeah. But my experience over my career has been, kind of hit and miss.
Right.
If that appliance is not installed correctly, or if it has not been properly maintained, they do void those warranties. They'll tell you, hey, your home inspector should have told you this is not installed correctly, and we're not going to cover it. So that does happen. Although they've gotten better, the warranty companies, and they do cover pre-existing conditions. And then also sometimes the code upgrades, because the building codes change all the time.
Right.
Some of them do cover code upgrades. So you want to check your home warranty and see what they cover.
Yeah, we work with a really good home warranty company, and they have like the best coverage. But it's really, really helpful to know that you're looking at things and saying, okay, hey, this needs to be fixed if you want that to be able to be warrantable.
Correct.
Right. So that's good to know. So I'm finding out all this stuff about you guys and what you do and how you save our clients thousands and thousands of dollars over the life of that home, because they know everything that they need to know about that home going in. And so
we do put that in a report too when we come across, let's say, an air conditioner or heater, and it's 20 years old, and we're going to tell them it's just a notable item. Hey, your air conditioner's working fine right now, but it's at the end of its life, expected life.
Sure.
So at least they know they may come up against that pretty soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, if it's still working, it's fine, but you want to, budget for that, or, and if it's under warranty, that's a great thing, because if it's working fine and then it eventually doesn't, and you've maintained it and everything, they will, most of the home warranty companies will replace that.
They'll replace it.
A lot of people get new heating and air conditioning systems. Yeah. So, well, if you have a question for the inspector, we would love to hear from you. Give us a call at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can go to our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. And if you're a home seller or you're a home buyer, or you are maybe somebody that is thinking about putting their home on the market and you want to get an inspection done on your property, well, you need to call Hawkeye Home Experts. Better yet, you can just go to our website, RadioRealtors.com, and click on the Hawkeye Home Experts banner there. It's their logo, and it'll take you right to their website, and you can ask them any questions. You can book appointments. And if you're a realtor out there and you're looking for a home inspection company that you can work with on a regular basis, and one that I can attest to you that is the best around, it's Hawkeye Home Experts. So give them a try. You will not be disappointed in the work that they do. They're the best. So if you have any questions for us, the Radio Realtors, 833-32-RADIO. We've got to go to break right now, 833-32-RADIO, or you can go to our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. And thanks for being on the show with us today there, Ray.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Mortgage interest rates may be going up, but with Sammy Campbell and her team at Preferred Rate, you can still take advantage of a shifting real estate market. At Preferred Rate, they live by this motto, mortgages made simple, and they can help you lower your monthly payment, remove expensive mortgage insurance, or even reduce the length of your loan. All of these things could save you thousands in unnecessary interest, and with home values continuing to climb in Northern California, with Preferred Rate, you can easily tap into your equity to pay off high-interest credit cards, make home improvements, or use it however you like. And get this, if you're ready to buy a home, Preferred Rate makes the pre-approval process super easy and stress-free. Call Sammy Campbell now at 817-778-4592. That's 817-778-4592, or online at informedmortgagefinancing.com. informedmortgagefinancing.com. NMLS ID number 277792, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, if you need flooring for your home, you need Zotex Flooring. They're your partners as you redesign or remodel your home. Check out their hundreds of amazing reviews on Yelp and Google. Zotex is family run, and their friendly design experts will help you pick a beautiful floor that suits your home and lifestyle. Zotex also has a wide selection of cabinets and countertops. 4 showrooms to serve you: Sacramento, Rockland, Vacaville, and now in Elk Grove. Find them online at ZOTHEXFlooring.com. That's ZotexFlooring.com.
Hi, this is Jerry with Chim Chimney Professional Fireplace and Home Services. Last year was our best ever, and to show our appreciation, we're offering discounts for all your spring cleaning and honeydew list. We're called Chim Chimney, so of course we do chimney cleaning and repairs, but we're also the trusted pros at rain gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, pressure washing, tree trimming, and junk removal. Call us today at 916-247-6579 or online at thechimchimney.com. That's thechimchimney.com.
In this crazy real estate market, if you're even considering selling your home, you need options.
Because the fact of the matter is, selling your home is not one size fits all.
And at the Radio Realtors, we're all about options.
Yeah, maybe your home is in great condition and a traditional sale with a targeted marketing approach that gets you multiple offers over list price is what you want.
Or maybe you would sell if you had the perfect home to move to. Then our Dream Home Finder program is your best option.
Or maybe your home needs a little sprucing up to get top dollar. Then our quick fix and list option, where we pay for the repairs up front, is what you need.
Or maybe you have a house that's a real fixer and you just don't have the time, energy, or money to deal with it, and you need a competitive all-cash offer.
We do that too.
And just like you, we hate pushy salespeople.
And we hate gimmicks.
But we do love helping you get a premium for your home, whatever your situation is. Call or text us right now at 833-32-RADIO.
That's 833-32-RADIO.
833-32-RADIO.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zotex Flooring, Cabinets, and More studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And that was a great segment. It's always good to hear Ray Overton from Hawkeye Home Experts when he's put on the hot seat.
Yes, sir.
And answering all the questions that you guys send in. And that is quickly becoming one of our favorite topics and one of our favorite segments, because people like you that are listening right now are sending in those great questions. And some of these questions are so good, Frank, because I listen to them and I'm going, I have no idea what the answer to that is. But you know what? Ray always knows the answer. He's like
Karnak.
Yeah.
Karnak the Great.
Karnak the Magnificent, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't that on Johnny Carson?
You would be correct, sir.
I did not know that. That is wild. I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss Johnny Carson. He was really good. I remember when I was a kid, my parents used to watch him.
Karnak.
Yeah.
Karnak the Great.
Karnak the Magnificent, right? Yeah. So, well, we're shifting gears here, and we are coming down the home stretch, as we always say. You know, when you decide to sell a home that desperately needs updating, you basically have two choices, right? Sell it as is, in its current condition, without any improvements.
Or light a match.
Or light a match. Yeah, good coat of fire is what this home needs, right? Or you make upgrades in hopes of reaping bigger bucks down the line. And while renovating your property will certainly sell your home faster and for more money, listing your property as is, that has benefits as well, including not having to pay excessively for major improvements you won't get to enjoy, and not dealing with the headaches of those improvements.
And Rob, deciding what to do can be very overwhelming, but we're here to break it down for you. But if you want to sell your property quickly and for maximum cash, here are some things to keep in mind.
I like that, maximum cash. Well, the first thing to keep in mind when you're selling your home is out of house often means out of mind. Let's say you've already purchased another property and you have 1 foot already out the door. Things can get kind of challenging here because between work and family obligations plus dreaming about decorating your soon-to-be new home, chances are you won't have the time or energy to reimagine your old house.
However, Rob, if you're set on improving your old home to get top dollar, you'll want to find the right professional to guide you through the process, and that's why you need to call the Radio Realtors right now. 833-32-RADIO. 833-32-RADIO.
I agree, Frank, and you really need to call us because you need realtors whose experience you can trust. And we have a very good track record preparing homes for sale, and we understand how to do it and get it done.
And Rob, our listeners may also need our expertise in helping them decide whether or not to do the renovations, because sometimes you're better off to sell the property as is so that you don't get involved in chasing the market.
Yeah, and that's a very real thing right now when you mention chasing the market, Frank. We can come over and assess the potential workload, time, and money that it will take to boost your home's bottom line.
And really what we're assessing is, does your home just need a good scrub or an entirely new kitchen and updated bathrooms?
And more importantly, Frank, do you have the cash, the time, and the patience to see that project through? And it's all about whether people want to deal with the renovations or not.
Yeah, Rob, if you're up for renovating, then we usually recommend that sellers identify 3 projects that need doing and then get us over there to crunch the numbers for them.
Right, Frank. Sellers should ask what their return would be if they maybe fix the bathroom and the kitchen, for example, versus what the investment would be. And then we're going to get estimates from our preferred list of contractors for you.
And another thing to remember, Rob, is to factor in the cost of owning the home during major renovations.
Yeah, depending on how extensive your makeover is, you might need to find temporary housing while your property is being worked on. So you're going to add that fee to your bottom line.
The second thing to keep in mind when selling your home is take your location and the market into account.
Yeah, this is super important, Frank, because if your home sits on a great lot in a sought-after location, well, buyers, especially investors, they might line up to buy your property.
That's so true, Rob, because when the land is more valuable than the structure sitting on it, you might be better off selling the property as is.
Yeah, and there's a point where overhauling a house that will probably be torn down as soon as escrow closes just doesn't make sense. And we recently sold a home in Arden Arcade as an as-is sale, and the sellers had inherited the home, and we priced the home at $450,000, and the home sold for $475,000, and the seller was able to leave everything they didn't want in the house, lock the door, and just say goodbye, which was a lot less stressful for him.
And on that home, Rob, the hard work that they would have had to do to get the home in tip-top shape would have been more trouble than it was worth.
That's right, Frank.
Okay, the third thing to keep in mind when selling your home as is doesn't mean falling down.
Right, Frank. Doing some inexpensive repairs often helps sell your home faster. And even when sellers say, I'm going to sell my home as is, that doesn't mean that you should present your home in a bad condition.
That's right. You will still want to prepare your home and make it look good. Otherwise, you will sell for less money and your home will sit on the market and you'll lose money in the long run.
And if you just want to do the bare minimum and are willing to shell out a few $1,000s, you could do some things like fresh paint, refinishing hardwood floors, and giving your landscaping a refresh. And these upgrades would make a dramatic difference in your listing photos.
The fourth thing to keep in mind when selling your home is selling your home as is won't stop buyers from trying to negotiate.
That's right, Frank. A house that hasn't been updated in years or maybe even decades often attracts builders or investors looking to gut or tear everything down and construct basically a new home or reconfigure it at least.
That's right, Rob. These fix and flip buyers want to maximize their profit and usually try to haggle down the purchase price.
Right. So if you're thinking about selling your home, the Radio Realtors, we want to tell you, we have more options for you than anybody else. We have our Easy Cash offer, which is basically we have an all-cash buyer for you that allows you to sell your home without lifting a finger.
We also have the Quick Fix and List, where we will pay up front to get some repairs done for your home.
Yeah, and if you need some things done for your home, like fresh paint or updated flooring or landscape refreshing, or even maybe a kitchen or a bathroom remodel, then we'll do that for you. We'll pay the money up front, and then we're just going to settle up at the close of escrow.
That's a great point, Rob, because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah, and if your home is in great shape, then what you need is a targeted marketing approach to right buyers to get multiple offers.
That's right. And that program is basically our power seller program, Frank, where what we do is that we target market to a lot of different buyers, and especially those Bay Area buyers that maybe are flush with cash, that are going to be the ones that are going to want your home. We will target market to certain areas. We do that through lots of different things. Social media, Google for like pay-per-click, and all kinds of different things that very few realtors do, Frank. So we have some great targeted marketing approaches, and we will bring you great buyers. And we probably already have some in our arsenal already on our buyers and waiting list. So don't wait another second. If you're considering selling your home, talk to the Radio Realtors. Give us an opportunity to earn your business. We'll come out. We will do a free market analysis on your home. We'll show you exactly what your home would sell for in this market and how we can help you get top dollar. So give us a call right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or
you can live chat with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
And once again, we want to earn your business. And so it's very, very easy for us to give you a value on your home. We can give you a customized market analysis or comparative market analysis. It's called a CMA. And we can do that over the phone or in person. But we can give you all of the details on what has sold and then show you exactly what you need to do to increase the value and decide whether you should sell it as is for cash, or you should do like a refresh, maybe a quick fix and list option, or you should do a complete remodel to get that top dollar. But there's so many different options, and we help you with all of those. So give us a call, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or online at theradiorealtors.com. That's theradiorealtors.com. And Bill is telling me that's all the time we have for this show, Frank.
Okay, make it a great weekend, everybody.
You know, some things are worth the wait, but in today's real estate market, you don't have time to wait for an inexperienced lender to take 30 days or longer to close your loan. That's why we recommend Jeff Compton. Jeff can close your purchase or refinance loan in 14 to 21 days in most cases. If you want great interest rates, low fees, and a quick close, you want Jeff Compton and Guild Mortgage. 916-765-2900 or online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997. Equal housing lender.
Trust the Hawk, Hawkeye Home Experts. Buying and selling a home can be stressful, but not with Hawkeye. Hawkeye Home Experts make home, pest, and roof inspections a breeze. If you're buying a home, Hawkeye will inspect it and give you a detailed report showing current and future problems that other companies might miss. If you're selling a home, Hawkeye will reveal anything that might get in the way of an easy transaction. Think Hawkeye, your trusted home inspection company. Online at HawkeyeHomeExperts.com. HawkeyeHomeExperts.com. Trust the Hawk.